Hey, what's up? It's a Monday. Oh my gosh, Monday. Start of the week, everybody. It's Rumor and Innuendo. I'm Dominic D'Angelo of Studio1Sports.com. And per usual, I'm here with Mr. Robert Karplis, WD Creative _ish on X. Robert, happy Monday to you, man. Wow, what a weekend. What a time to be alive.
It is. It's definitely Monday. I did not get a chance to properly thank you for texting way too early on Saturday at 7 o'clock in the morning to let me know about Hangman Adam Page. The one day all week I had to sleep in. The one day. Turned off every notification. I'm like, there's no way. There's no chance. There's no how Dom is going to randomly text at 7 o'clock in the morning to let me know Hangman Adam Page is showing up on Collision. So congratulations, Dom. I've now officially muted all of your texts going forward.
What?
So it's an illustrious club of people to be a part of. Speaking of people, part of an illustrious club, let's say hi to the folks joining us here live in the chat. Johnny Disco says, hello, R&I. Happy Monday to all. Wrestling Old Head says, good after morning, everyone. Cammy Star says, after morning, all. I guess that's the new phrase here. Wrestling Old Head says, how SmackDown went off the air was a regular occurrence in the JCP and even Monday Night Wars back in the day. Nice to see it return. Yes, people like watching violence against the British. Dre Owens says, hello, Arna. I got my lemon pepper wings after seeing Trick Williams on a Wingstop ad. Guys, there's better wings out there than Wingstop. It's small. The wings are not they're not as flavorful. There's better options out there. That's my hot take for a
I've never been to a Wingstop ever.
They opened one not that far from my house a couple months ago. It's like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Give that a whirl. It was really kind of underwhelming.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid for Nitro, we would go to a bar called Alios in Ridgeway here, and we get 10-cent wings.
How old were you going to bars as a kid on a Monday night?
Oh, well, I was of the adolescence age. We'd have soda there, or pop, if you will, as we refer to in that.
Somehow that's even sadder.
Is it? Nitro parties, our own Nitro parties, Robert.
You're not helping. You're not helping things. You're not helping matters, Dom. We got some stuff, I guess, to cover from SmackDown, and for tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, Robert. SmackDown made it official. It's going to be Cody Rhodes taking on CM Punk at SummerSlam. A hearty handshake those two had. What do you expect from that? Do you like that, Robert?
We're the PLE era where P stands for poster. This is one of those matches that storyline wise doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense, but it is compelling for people who are not paying attention to the product. You walk by and you see that poster. Hey, I know those guys. I guess maybe I'll go ahead and spend a ticket. I just don't think that we're going to get a super compelling story for either of the SummerSlam main events. It feels like a TKO panic move moment of we have a stadium that we booked for 2 nights in the middle of Minnesota, and we're not getting the traction that we would. I don't know that you're saying, hey, my summer vacation, let's load up the wagon with all the various D'Angelos of various generations, and let's go head on over to Minnesota.
Not necessarily, but I will give them somewhat credit for teasing this early on, a CM Punk and Cody match. You know, they did it, month and a half, after WrestleMania, wasn't it? They kind of teased it. But so like there is that. But I think it's intriguing enough. I think you can tell a compelling story. But I'm kind of with you, though. You have babyface versus babyface going on right now. What are you going to do to heat things up a little bit?
Well, they've teed up for Saturday night's main event. We're getting the tag match where Cody and Punk are going to face Sami Zayn and Gunther. And I would be just downright shocked if there was some sort of misunderstanding, some sort of wacky Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm-esque mix-up where that's how you're going to hold the tag rope? You're supposed to hold it like this, not like this. I don't know that I can work with this guy.
Or you know what? Jalen Brunson's going to be there. To your point, the Curb Your Enthusiasm, maybe Jalen Brunson gets tripped, and that could cause a problem too.
Yeah, but he's part of the Raw side of things. He's dealing with the Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins of it all. I feel like, with Cody and Punk, they're doing the whole, hey, we're friends, but we're gonna go out there and have a gentlemanly fight. There is the world where we see the Punk heel turn. I know people have been kind of clamoring for it a little bit. The reason why I'm hesitant about a Punk heel turn is you still have Gunther, you still have Sammy, you will have Randy Orton, you will have Drew McIntyre all returning. I think that turning Punk heel short term might get you a couple interesting stories. Long term, not going to make the show significantly better.
I would almost think too, like just from an overall benefit of the product perspective, turning Cody heel has a lot more value. But the speculation is like he doesn't want to do that, right?
I think that he sees himself as the QB1. He's sort of the youngest of the four in terms of a full time. I'm going to work every week. We're going to work these returning house shows. I'm the guy who's going to go out there and sign autographs and high five kids, and they're going to bring their posters and buy T-shirts and rub on tattoos on their necks to scare their parents. So I don't see a reason necessarily to turn Cody right now, nor a reason to turn Punk at the moment. It feels like you can do the SummerSlam match to get to other matches. Maddie, Mr. Marijuana, brings up the third poster match, which is Oba Brock 3. He wants to know who you got. There's not a world where Brock Lesnar is beating Oba Femi.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. Actually, he also mentioned Zilla Fatu. I can't imagine that happening either. When we get Zilla Fatu exactly, I don't know. He's been a polarizing person on the independent scenes apparently and stuff like that. So I don't know what his reputation is in regards to what it's viewed at. But like to push back against that, Jacob Fatu, he was kind of like a concern, quote unquote, whereas he's not an issue at all. So I'm not sure.
I mean, look, Jacob was a dude who I had the opportunity to work with many years ago and could not have been more of a professional, more of a pleasure to work with, just a general great guy. And it's unfortunate because a lot of SmackDown is being overtaken by the Bloodline storylines that we're seeing on Monday Night Raw. It's like the SmackDown is sort of the B show for the Bloodline storyline. So you had, Jimmy Uso versus Royce Keys, where you're beating Royce Keys with Jimmy Uso to set up what feels like a Royce Keys Jacob Fatu match, which is probably not a SummerSlam match, Dom.
Yeah, not at this point, right?
It could have been not at this point. Someone posted there was a clip online several months ago where Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker were just squaring off like ringside. You felt the momentum for it. Feels like a lot of these guys have kind of cooled in the interim in order to be able to tell this bloodline storyline that we have not seen a tremendous amount of returns on. And speaking of returns, Dom, it happened on SmackDown.
It did happen, Robert. It did. Your boy, Baron Corbin.
I don't think we have time for that. We got to talk about Billy and the CW.
Sorry. Oh, we got time. We got time, Robert. Yes, your boy, Baron Corbin returned. Hit the ends of days on Bill. One of my favorite finishers, to be honest, at the end of days. And he made his impact known. Robert, are you excited for Baron Corbin's return?
I kind of get why Johnny Gargano has gone into this catatonic, laying on his stomach, staring out into nothingness. They took a vibrant U.S. title scene where you had Tama Tonga, Shinsuke Nakamura, potentially Finn Balor, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams. And then you're like, you know what this needs? Baron Corbin. This is the thing. A lot of people whom I like and respect in the wrestling world have worked with Baron Corbin over the last year and a half. They all have fantastic things to say about him. Just another guy who really stepped it up and was a true professional. So maybe this won't be bad, but it's Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin is back.
How would you have implemented him? I kind of agree with you that it is weird to put him in the U.S. title scene, especially with those stars that you have mixed in the mix already. So, I mean, say we're putting Baron Corbin back, Robert, but we want your opinion on where to put him exactly and implement him onto the show.
I don't. At best, If they want to do the whole, let's see what this guy has been doing while out there in the wilderness, put him on NXT. Let's use that veteran mentality as a guy on NXT, similar to what we saw when they used Dolph Ziggler on NXT for a while as a guy who was able to kind of elevate some of those talents. I think using him there would have made a little bit more sense. I don't need to see Baron Corbin as part of that SmackDown world.
I think they though they have to see some value in him, and I think I'm with you on maybe not put him in the U.S. title picture, but if you put him on an NXT like just right there, there's a ceiling. It feels like at that point in time already.
That's fine. Make the most of what he's good at, what he's going to be able to contribute. I think it's a world where you just let Sheamus go because they didn't want to renegotiate a contract with him. I feel like Sheamus probably had more value to the company than Baron Corbin, but we'll see. I don't think if I told you, boy, instead of getting Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, you're getting Baron Corbin versus Trick Williams, that people are going to be tuning in and are going to be infinitely more excited.
Yes. Maddie, thanks for the super chat. He says, Robert, are you under Danhausen's blanket? RVD Hausen? I don't know what that means. You're for Danhausen though overall, I would say. So.
I think there's a world where Danhausen's utilization is for a benefit. I think the WWE is towing that line of how much is too much for Danhausen. You don't need him in a big, huge role, but those little needle drop moments, those little R-Truth-esque, he's doing wacky segments with Miz and Kip Wilson and Zack Ryder. That stuff's fine. Let them throw t-shirts out, doing a little bit of the Nick stuff. Putting him in a main program, having him be part of something of any consequence whatsoever, to me, not the best, highest and best use of Danhausen, unless the question was about the fact that I'm wearing a hoodie.
I don't.
Wearing a sweatshirt that looks like a Danhausen thing.
Devin Dowling presents a nightmare scenario for me. Constable Corbin about to return when Nick Aldis returns to the ring action.
And Devin Dowling is now banned from the show. Thanks for coming, Devin. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Please, let's not let that happen. And Wrestling Olden makes a fair point. They probably got Corbin for a quarter of Sheamus' salary.
I'm sure that they did. But at the same time, I don't know that you necessarily needed either. With SmackDown going from 3 hours to 2 hours, I would rather see a lot of the underutilized talent on SmackDown featured here over, hey, let's go ahead and put Baron Corbin.
Right. What's other big takeaways from SmackDown?
They need to figure out if Rhea Ripley's injured or not. They need to figure out just how severe her injury is, because if she's not there and they need to vacate the title, vacate it. If not, give her something to do, because trying to build a Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair feud without any gold involved feels super weird.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It does feel very weird. Cool. Well, presentation of Sami Zayn, okay, overall?
Yeah, I like the Sami Zayn not being on SmackDown because he was taking a mental health day. And that was the reason why he wasn't able to come out there and get the just show up and challenge, which, if your brother Marcus was there, he could have just walked out and challenged Punk.
That would have been great, right?
What a missed opportunity that would have been for SummerSlam.
Marcus, come on. What's going on here?
Been saying that for years.
Maddie also adds for a super chat. If you could pick one heel, one babyface to debut, who are you picking? So debut on SmackDown or on Raw? That's a kind of a. I don't know. I don't know who I'd pick.
I don't debut where.
Yeah, debut on Raw or SmackDown, Maddie. That's I'm confused.
I'm maybe it's just 'cause I'm tired. I'm genuinely baffled and confused. But fear not, because there is a Monday Night Raw tonight to get us hyped for Saturday night's main event. And Dom, what do they have on tap for Raw, which is obviously coming from Sioux Falls or Sioux City or Suplex City?
Well, I mean, Seth Rollins' backyard, right? Iowa. So.
They're in Iowa.
If they're Sioux Falls, right?
I have no idea where they are. I have no clue where it was. I just picked a city. You're the producer. You're the guy putting this stuff together.
Well, let's take a look here, because I have the card lineup. I don't know where they're hailing from.
Doesn't matter where they're hailing from. They're hailing from somewhere on planet Earth, And what an out of this world lineup. See what I did
Look
there?
at Robert. We got Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins contract signing for the
Oh God in
heavyweight.
heaven, no.
That's going down. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see how Seth Rollins follows up with that promo that he did from last week. Honestly,
So,
Robert, the worst promo of 2026 so far.
yes. Now I want to see where they are because this is gonna help gauge this evening. Um, Monday Night Raw is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, Jerry's almost world, but not quite.
Right. See, I was thinking of the American Airlines Arena, which was down here in Miami, and then has gone through a number of different name changes since. So we're going to get a 15-minute Seth Rollins intro, then a 17-minute Roman Reigns intro.
Yep.
Then they're going to stare at each other. They're going to bring up the Shield 8 to 12 different times. We're going to talk about, Bloodline and Bloodline adjacent stuff. The only thing that couldn't spice it up would be if Solo popped up since he was being summoned to Raw. That maybe he attacks Seth and then we get Solo versus Seth next week.
Oh,
Or
God.
Solo versus Seth at Saturday night's main event.
Ugh. Let's not.
I don't mind that. I like Solo. Solo is the one,
I
one of the
love
few bright
Solo.
spots.
I love Solo. I just don't want him to be used cannon fodder.
I'm trying to make it all make sense, Dom. That is the plight that we have here. But there's also a Brock Lesnar appearance.
Oh, yes. In Dallas, nonetheless, Robert. I like Brock Lesnar. He's fun, right? Right?
I mean, this match is already officially signed. It's already in a Hell in a Cell. It's already set for SummerSlam. I don't know that I need another Brock Lesnar promo, especially on a show where you're already getting a Roman promo and a Seth promo.
I think a Brock Lesnar promo, though, is kind of fun because he barely does any. You know, like
he barely does anything, which is why it's like either it's Brock not taking it super seriously and him just being goofy, or him doing the snarling beast monster stuff, which we've seen. Either way, I don't think it's one of the matches I don't think you need to talk anybody into the building anymore. It's 1-to-1. They've told the story. They've explained why this match is happening. You just want to see it happen. I think they may promo it to death, potentially.
How do you feel about it? We're both Paul Heyman fans, but how do you feel about Paul Heyman just still being involved with the Brock Lesnar storyline, leaning more towards that than kind of like kind of checked out of the vision, quote unquote? But I mean, almost that feels very long in the tooth too, and kind of been here, done that so many times.
It's because it's probably, if it's the last ride of Brock Lesnar, they want to get one last little, hey, Paul, let's you and I go out there and do what it is that we do for a little bit.
Matty kind of follows up on his chat about somebody showing up. Like he mentions MJF showing up on Raw, and I know you're all for MJF going to WWE.
If AEW is going to keep booking him the way they are and not let him be the face of their main event of their WrestleMania, yeah, I would rather see MJF in WWE. I think when Max had the bidding war of 2024 and did not sign with WWE and stuck with AEW, I look back at what he's done over the last 2 years and wonder what life would have been like if he were in the land of TKO.
What would it have been like though? Because it could have gone the route of like a Rusev or somebody like that too. Like
I think that you would have had MJF in a pretty fairly strong, prominent position. I think that company would have felt much more comfortable letting MJF do what MJF was going to do. You look at Seth Rollins had nobody to face at WrestleMania, so he faced Gunther.
True.
I think MJF has a lot of people there to work with, and as part of this youth movement, is absolutely a face of that youth movement, and the weight that would have put behind the Netflix debut and all that would have been really interesting, especially with the Happy Gilmore 2.
I think that's a very fair argument, Robert. Matty also mentions Dustin Rhodes on SmackDown.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Dustin's a dude who's just absolutely timeless.
He is.
It'd be fun to see him go. You know what? Dustin Rhodes, Trick Williams, a lot more exciting than Baron Corbin, Trick Williams.
I mean, I'm with you on that one.
That's
Yeah.
the SmackDown secondary title. Raw has got its own workhorse title, and we're going to find out who is challenging Penta for it at SummerSlam.
Oh my goodness, Robert. It's a gauntlet match. That's right. Ethan Page, Dominic Mysterio, Rusev, Javon Evans, Joe Hendry, Chad Gable, Dragon Lee, all in that gauntlet match for a shot at that IC title. Who are you marking? Who do you think's gonna win it, and who do you want to win it?
Well, I want to see Gable continue this momentum going forward, but I feel like because it's a gauntlet match and you get a lot of wacky shenanigans that may wind up happening with setting up a variety of different matches, there's a world where the Vision get involved and cost Hendry his shot, and then because they're already out there, cost Gable because Theory's got his issues with Chad Gable. So then maybe it's Gable teaming up with somebody to go up against Braun Breaker and Austin Theory for the tag titles. I would most likely guess we've already seen Ethan Page go up against Penta before. Would not be mad about seeing it again. Rusev and Penta feels like it's probably the most solid match and a good consolation prize for Rusev, who's now on Raw, to make it feel like, hey, you came over here for a reason. Let's give you a little bit of hoopla and try to build something around it. I think Javon Evans would be the most entertaining match out of the bunch. Dominic Mysterio is probably pretty preoccupied with what he's doing in AAA to be the guy going after Penta right now. And it would feel a little bit like we're just going back to where we were before.
I'm with you. Initially, I was thinking Ethan Page, but I do think maybe this will be the opportunity where they finally give Rusev a bit of a push here and put him on a prominent card and potentially even beat Penta for that title. And then you're kind of maybe off to the races finally with Rusev. Hopefully not too little too late, but I don't think so. Robert, we also have a women's match. It's Io Sky. She'll be taking on Roxanne Perez. Got to just think this is going to further maybe a little bit of tension with Judgment
Good way
Day.
to get a little representation for this this Liv Morgan match for SummerSlam. You know, it's a match that's not necessarily going to sell a tremendous amount of tickets, but I think Io and Liv is going to be one of the more solid matches on SummerSlam. Lord knows they got to sell tickets left, right, and center to make this thing work. Same thing our friends at AEW are dealing with All In. It is an interesting time this summer where they're throwing big marquee matches, hoping to put butts in seats.
That's the key, isn't it?
Yes. Well, I know where my butt's going to be and Dom's butt's going to be tomorrow at noon Eastern, and that's right here, as they are every Monday through Friday on a plethora of platforms, including the WWE Creative_ISHX account, the at Dominic D'Angelo X account, the at SE Scoops X account, and on YouTube on Studio One Sports and Podcast Heat. So on behalf of the man who may or may not be from Sioux City, Iowa, Dominic D'Angelo, I'm Robert Karpolis. Best of luck in your future endeavors.
Me and Seth Rollins, baby. Go Bears? No, never. Still got to do the outro.